It's whether it should be in the Star Wars universe. And it's one of these things, like, to support theory a bit, it's an individual thing. It's like saying, well, we shouldn't have glasses in Star Wars. And everyone's like, fucking glasses. What do you care about glasses? But it's death by 1,000 cuts. George Lucas had this vision that he liked, and he had these rules, and they're slowly getting eroded away. And the ratings are reflecting it. Like, we've lost what Star Wars is. Now, personally, I don't really care about the scene that much. Again, I don't want to get into a fight about whether they should wear glasses, but I don't think they should wear glasses. And it's the same sort of argument. Well, in real life, we wear glasses. You don't know what it's like to wear glasses. You should have to. In theory, you should love having glasses in bloody Star Wars because you're wearing some glasses now.
I fucking hate glasses.
The argument's whether this should be in Star Wars. And that's what the argument is, not whether rape is horrible. And if you've personally experienced it, oh my God, you don't know what it's about. That's a ridiculous argument. It's whether it should be in this product or not. And that's what it comes down to. And there's no right or wrong. Like, some people think it should be, but a lot of people that think, Star Wars should be a certain thing, certain rules, all those rules are getting taken away. And now we're getting this middle of the road series that not many people give a fuck about. And the adult thing drives me fucking crazy. We're not watching Game of Thrones. What makes this so adult besides the slow pace? Like, it's the lameness of how they're making it adult that gives me the shits, because everyone wants to say it's for adults, it's adults. No, most kids could watch this show except for this scene. But, I don't even think the scene was that bad, but I understand why people have a problem with it.
It wasn't that bad, and I agree with you, man. I just think that, and no one is arguing that it's a bad thing, it's a horrible thing. Well, of course, that's what made it uncomfortable. I think in Star Wars, it doesn't need to be seen. It can be implied, like I mentioned. Of course, shit happens in Star Wars. There's tons of weird things that happen. But, I mean, you got Coruscant, for example. But, I mean, it just, seeing it, for me, was a little bit jarring. And that's just to double down on what Robot had said.
This kind of, I guess, feeds into a bigger than discussion about, like, well, what is Star Wars now, right? Because what you're seeing with all these different shows that Disney are producing is different perspectives on what Star Wars can be. Like, it's almost viewed through different lenses. So at the one end of the spectrum, you've got things like Skeleton Crew, which is a kids show, which is just like the Goonies in space. It's all very fun and lighthearted, and nothing really bad happens to anyone. And like, you're very wrapped up in a safe comfort blanket, and that's for little kids. You've got the middle of the road stuff, like, God, what can I even mention that's halfway decent? The first season of The Mandalorian, right? You've got that in the middle ground where it's like, there's adventure, there's space battles, there's bounty hunters, like all the hallmarks you'd expect of the traditional safe Star Wars universe. And then finally, at the other end of the spectrum, you've got something like Andor, which is much more mature, clearly intended for a more mature audience. More ponderous, more slow paced, more thoughtful, and also more violent. And it's not afraid to show sexual violence as well, like what we got in this latest episode, right? So you've got this great big spectrum of things that encompass Star Wars. Now, what is then Star Wars if it's got all these different possibilities of what it could be? I guess that's, and I don't expect necessarily an easy answer to this, but it's like a fragmentation of the core, I guess, of what Star Wars is.
If I may, I have a more cynical assessment of the current situation, because I find it much more interesting of the fact that we've got people here who fundamentally think the prequels are innately important Star Wars, and some people here who think that they probably fucking broke the whole franchise to begin with. And I'm talking about the audience too. This is already rewind back to 2000, like the 10s, before Disney got their new film out. People would have told you, like, the prequels are not Star Wars. They're a fucking disaster. And then some other people would be like, yeah, they are. They absolutely are. Most of the Star Wars content that's coming out these days, like all the different things people are playing or reading, is the prequels. And so that was already difficult to figure out, like, well, what should we be appealing to? And I think we could happily settle in that it depends on what era you're appealing to in the Star Wars universe. But then fast forward to Disney, and it is a catastrophe. It has collapsed. All of the different horrible TV shows and movies we've had that have destroyed this franchise so hard that, and I'm really not trying to pick fights here, but like, I think that Filoni's work is more childish than Skeleton Crew. Like, in terms of what Robot Head was talking about with maturity, the frustration of, I totally understand, by the way, if you don't like Andor and someone tells you, well, you're not an adult or something, or you're not mature enough, I totally understand how that's fucking annoying. But of course, to try and answer it in like a serious way, you have like I think a best example is it Namek's manifesto about fascism, basically, and how it develops, how it stays strong, and how it must be torn down from, and how people can unite to destroy it. Like Andor wants to have a serious conversation about how rebellions begin and how you make them stronger, unite them, and how you need to control. He even has that section. It's like the role of mercenaries in a rebellion against a fascist empire. It's like a really significant take on it, sort of thing. But what is Star Wars has been fucking annihilated. I think a lot of people are mostly appealing to the sense they got from the OT. And then there's a lot of people who are feeling like the OT and the prequels together. There are some people out there, I guess, who are like, yeah, Mandalorian, I want more of that. Or to an extent, Ahsoka, if that's how they feel. Maybe even as the Acolyte. There's some fans out there who maybe... But it's so splintered that Andor, to me, if someone said, like, well, it's not fucking Star Wars, though, is it? Or the things in it shouldn't be in Star Wars. I'd just be like, man, this franchise has been torn to fucking shreds. I'm more so interested in getting a story that, like, interests me, makes these characters meaningful, and approaches some subjects that are, they can be pretty hard. I don't know what to say about this whole... like, should this not be in Star Wars? I think I'm inclined to agree with what Robot Head said about, like, it's really down to the individual. If you think it shouldn't be there, full stop, well, I mean, that's where you've drawn your line. A lot of people haven't. I don't know if we can get much further than that on this conversation,